Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, community colleges display their strength by a show of hands. We'll take you to El Camino for a special event. And students encourage shoppers to bag bad habits on Earth Day. Plus, the Easter Bunny is spotted at 2 locations in the city. Then it's all downhill for these race car drivers at the annual Soapbox Derby. These stories and much more just seconds away. Your local news starts right now. Hello everyone and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. LA County may have won this title again, but not without trying hard to lose it. The county has been deemed the area with the worst air quality in the nation, but according to the report by the American Lung Association, air quality has markedly improved. LA has reduced its average number of high ozone days from 189.5 in 2000 to 91.5 in 2009. Unfortunately, California has more regions with bad air than any other state in the country. Bakersfield, the Visalia, Porterville region, Fresno, and Sacramento all follow LA County on the list. The cleanest air in the country can be found in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Here are some highlights from the most recent City Council meeting. New Year's Day 2012 may be months away, but believe it or not, the city has already approved the next Rose Parade float. The design, tentatively entitled Looking Back, Moving Forward, incorporates the spirit of the city as we commemorate the centennial. The cost of the float is $162,000. $30,000 will be reimbursed by the Rose Float Committee's fundraising. Council discussed the possibility of sponsors adding to the float's reimbursement in the future. And speaking of the Centennial Committee accepted a donation of more than $22,000. These latest donations come from the Miyaka Hotel, Plasma Technology, Continental Development, Edison, Saatchi & Saatchi, and Ledtronics. In total, the committee has raised more than $147,000 for the Centennial events. Celebrate, Commemorate, and Educate are the 3 different kinds of events attendees can expect. Next week, residents interested in participating in the Commemorate event, Lights, Camera, Action. That's the kickoff with residents holding flashlights in Wilson Park. They can go to torrancecentennial.org to sign up. The Japanese Consul General in Los Angeles thanked the 74-person search and rescue team and the county fire department for their assistance after the Japanese earthquake and tsunami. Just 3 days after the quake, the team began their 5-day search effort. The federal government pays for all costs associated with the deployment, which is estimated to be about $1 million. A neighborhood organization welcomed a special guest to City Park on a rainy Easter Sunday. After rolling in on his blue bunny mobile, it was time for some dancing. And it was off to the races. To hide from the drizzle, most parents looked on while safe under their umbrellas as kids made sure every piece of candy on the field was placed safely into their baskets. The Old Torrance Neighborhood Association has hosted the event for 30 years, and the Easter Bunny says he'll continue to bring smiles to the children of Torrance every year, rain or shine. Coming up, we'll tell you why holding hands helps California colleges, and we'll show you how students gave shoppers something to hold on to for Earth Day. That's after the break.
Look around you. 1 in 4 kids in the U.S. faces hunger. It's not always easy to see the signs, but in this land of plenty, there are kids that don't know where they will get their next meal. Join Share Our Strength in Food Network and take the pledge to end childhood hunger here in America by 2015. Learn how at NoKidHungry.org. Their next meal could come from you.
When I was a young kid in the Outback, what started me on the path I've taken was the respect and love I feel for these and all animals. So I had to tell you about an organization, one that makes a difference in the lives of animals all over the world, the Morris Animal Foundation. Visit morrisanimalfoundation.org to support animal health and welfare worldwide. Your gift today, mate, will give animals a healthier tomorrow.
Our nation's future depends on what we do today to prepare our young people for productive and fulfilling lives. All of us need to get involved to help kids stay focused and stay in school. We must become a nation of graduates. One way for you to help is to volunteer as a mentor. Think of a mentor as a guide, someone who is there to listen, to offer encouragement, and to help a young person stay on the path to success. Each of our children has hopes and dreams for their future. Help them get there. Become a mentor.
It was a busy weekend for a certain buck-toothed friend. Earlier we told you about the Easter Bunny's visit to El Prado Park. But before that appearance, he had a breakfast meeting with some VIPs. Reporter Amy Davis explains.
Just one day before Easter, children and families from all over gathered at Torrance's Culture Arts Center to have breakfast.
The servers, and we just want to say thank you. Everybody say thank you.
But this isn't just an ordinary breakfast. It's a breakfast with the world's most famous bunny, the Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny made his appearance, and each child had their chance to meet him and take a picture with him.
Photo with Bunny. Table 2, you may come up and take it.
And I'm here today with the legendary Easter Bunny, who was nice enough to take a little time in his busy Easter schedule to talk with me. We're wondering where you get your Easter candy. You're not going to tell us? It's a secret? Okay, well, I'm going to have to ask some of the kids what they think.
I think he gets all his candy from, I think he makes it. Candyland Lane or something? Look for his tummy!
In addition to hanging out with the Easter Bunny, the kids gathered around to watch an Easter puppet show.
Show and maybe come up and say hi to you. Is that okay? In fact, maybe some of the marionettes might come up and say hi.
Kids and families also got to decorate Easter cookies and make bunny arts and crafts.
That is so neat, baby. I do need some more of those little...
And I think it's safe to say that everyone had a great time.
This is the best day of my life.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Amy Davis.
Breakfast with the Bunny is put together annually by the city's Community Service Department. For more information on their upcoming events, go to the city's website at torranceca.gov. More than 20 years ago, Hands Across America brought millions together to hold hands across the country. The human chain was an effort to raise awareness and money for global poverty. Now, statewide schools in need of help use the same idea to address educational concerns. Reporter Leah Uko shows us what one Torrance school's focus was this year.
El Camino students are holding on to their education. Students and faculty at 112 junior colleges across the state are joining hands to spread awareness of recent changes in their schools.
I'm a little more concerned about the fees that could potentially be raising. Make it a little difficult for all the people who doesn't have jobs like me.
$10 unit tuition increases and scholarship reduction have made it difficult for many junior college students to stay in school.
Community colleges must be a priority for the legislature and the governor of the state of California.
It was at the top of everyone's list today. More than 200 people took part in Hands Across California. The chain at El Camino College stretched from Crenshaw Boulevard all the way to Manhattan Beach. Collegiates raised an impressive $1.2 million through a $10 text messaging service and on-site donations, with proceeds going towards Osher's scholarship initiative. But students still fear for future programs.
We work through outreach to get more students to come to the school, and a lot of our programs have been cut, and next year the budget cuts, many more of our programs are not going to be here at all next year.
Though current fees can't be changed, students hope today can make a better future for incoming families trying to put their kids through college.
For the future students that are coming here, a lot of students from my high school are deciding to come here, so it really affects us all and in some way.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Leah Uko.
Tens of thousands of participants joined hands to create human chains across more than half of the state's 112 community colleges. And even though the event is over, you can still donate by visiting handsacrosscalifornia.org. For more than 40 years, Earth Day has energized populations to secure a healthy future for the planet. And though the movement is global, the actions taken are often local. Reporter Jacqueline Shepard has this story.
Who knows what holiday is coming up soon? Yeah. Earth Day.
Students enrolled in the Greenwood After School program take Earth Day very seriously.
We don't pick up trash. It's simple.
So it's no surprise great care went into creating drawings to celebrate the day. But these masterpieces weren't created just to hang on a refrigerator. They have a greater purpose.
I want the earth to be clean, so I put things like go green and do not kill the earth. And now, if we all work together, the earth should be clean as water.
Students hope the bags will remind shoppers that every day should be Earth Day, and we can all do things to help our planet, even in our own home.
I reuse bottles, cups, instead of just using one, putting it in the dishwasher, and then using another.
Shoppers still have a choice between paper and plastic, but one shopper is glad students are learning the difference at a young age.
Well, I think it's great that they're becoming more aware of our earth and conservation. They all are, and I'm glad that the schools are promoting that.
Even preschool-age children are reminding their parents to take action.
I did know today's Earth Day. I've got 2 kids, 4 and 2-year-olds, so we've been trying to think of things that we can do for Earth Day. So actually this Saturday we're going to go volunteer at a park to kind of clean it up and clean the earth kind of a things.
These paper bags are great because they are recyclable, but in the end, these reusable bags are better because it's the 3 R's that are most important for conservation.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Those are the 3 most golden rules about keeping the earth clean. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Ceylon wanted her drawing to remind shoppers what could happen if we don't keep the earth clean.
This represents the earth before they clean it, and the bird didn't have a home until they picked up the trash. No littering, recycle. And there's the bird going back to its home.
And since keeping the earth clean is important to all of us, students in the Greenwood After School program have one thing to say. Happy Earth Day! For Torrance City Cable, I'm Jacqueline Shepard.
And for more information, go to earthday.org. Coming up after the break, we'll give you the details on the candidates forum for the 36th Congressional District.
It's one of the most watched and upsetting episodes of Intervention ever, and it's about my sister Allison. When she was huffing or inhaling everyday household products to get high. Allison survived. A lot of people don't. The National Institute on Drug Abuse says 1 in 5 American teens have used inhalants to get high. When these normally safe products are abused, inhalants are a gateway to even more serious forms of drug abuse and can cause brain injury or death. Learn more at inhalant.org.
If I ride, I will know the way the trees smell after the rain. I will grow a heart so strong that hospitals will take Tuesdays off. If I ride, road rage will turn into laughter, and oil tankers will haul chocolate milk. And I won't be a boy or a girl. I will just be a rider.
After Jane Harmon resigned from her congressional seat, she left a vacancy that will be filled after a special election on May 17th. If you're interested in learning more about the candidates running for the 36th Congressional District, then you're encouraged to attend the May 2nd Candidates Forum at Pelican Products. It's open to the public and parking is free. But if you're not able to come out for the forum, you can also watch it on patch.com. The community-specific news and information website will stream the forum live from 7 to 9 p.m. For more information on the candidates, go to smartvoter.org. And finally, the Soapbox Derby allows parents to teach their kids the fun of creating their own go-kart. But do these adults have something to learn when it comes to competition? Alexa Sita finds out in this investigative report.
Oh, it's a great way to spend a Sunday with my kids.
This man is obviously a casual observer. He has no idea that at this nondescript street corner, these cherubic faces conceal competitors with laser focus. He may discount the strategies employed in each race. In a battle against two go-girls, this racer appears to take things lightly, but does he have a special technique? The proof is at the bottom of the hill. This contender's secret weapon is review and preparation, and at the finish line, his studied approach earned him a final grade victory. Adults considered smiles and laughter signs of a happy and light afternoon, but they were mistaken. Cars with menacing names like Crazy Squirrels, Ghost Riders, and the unconventional use of sneaker brakes are only for the fiercest contenders. Some drivers chose to humor the so-called officials by listening to their simplistic advice.
As possible, all the way down to the very far corner, cone, and then just pull on the brake.
And as wheels were dropping and the pit team leisurely moved to assist, these drivers were growing anxious. And with mounting tension so thick you could cut it with a knife, the officials continued to slow down the straightaway.
Come on, Dad.
So these juvenile drivers decided to show them how it's done.
I told you.
And when they didn't learn their lesson the first time, they got schooled again. So in the end, the kids of the Soapbox Derby taught the adults lessons about life. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, and going downhill means you'll have to go uphill eventually. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Alexa Sita.
Thanks, Alexa. The annual Soapbox Derby is sponsored by the YMCA's Trailblazers. The group organizes activities for parents and children in grades 3 to 5. For more information, go to ymcala.org/Torrance South. And that's going to do it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.